Let's talk about Unrivaled. The 6 new head coaches for the league have been announced. Obviously, this is Breanna Stewart and Napheesa Collier's 3-on-3 league, but it's turning into much more than that. Shout out to the city of Miami because they're playing here. Now you got the Laces Basketball Club, the Miss Basketball Club, Phantom Basketball Club, Lunar Owls, Rose, and Vinyl Basketball Club. All of these names are creative, and we have the 6 head coaches that will be participating in this league, representing those franchises, or those clubs rather. So these are the names of the coaches are listed: Phil Handy, Adam Harrington, Nola Henry, DJ Sackmann, Andrew Wade, and Teresa Weatherspoon. I'm gonna speak about 3 of the ones that I am like really fond of, and then I'll break down a little bit of the other ones, but we'll go off quickly. Adam Harrington has an NBA background as a developmental coach. He's worked with the Brooklyn Nets, and he's been on their player development side. So the fact that they're getting these NBA coaches in the building is awesome to see. And we're going to talk about another NBA coach. DJ Sackmann, he's a skills coach and a basketball clinician. He's worked one-on-one coaching WNBA and NBA players as well. And he has a huge social media following. Thirdly, Andrew Wade, working with the Washington Mystics as their head video coordinator and a player development assistant. Again, they're bringing in a lot of names that have ties to player development for their players. Now, I want to speak about, obviously, the biggest elephant in the room, Teresa Weatherspoon. She is back inside of the building, and she will be in Miami. So shout out to Teaspoon. A lot of people thought that she was done wrong as a first-year head coach. Obviously, she's a New York City legend, representing for what she's done with the Liberty. But a lot of people felt like she was, again, just mistreated by the Chicago Sky organization because she was let go in her first year. Remember when she was in the sidelines for this team, they were actually in the playoff hunt, even up until the last moment. And that's with Kennedy Carter being hurt and Angel Reese being hurt. Like, they were there before the two of them obviously went down with their injuries. They're in the thick of the playoff race for most of the time. But obviously, the Sky went in a different organizational move for their franchise, or organizational shift. And now we get to see if Coach Spoon will I get not even gonna say redeem herself, because this is an unrivaled league where you're gonna see fun. You're gonna see a lot of players being competitive, but just, I guess, getting back into the fray of things, right? So Coach Spoon is back in the building. So shout out to her. Obviously, like I said, New York legend, and she's probably arguably a WNBA legend. The fact that she's able to get back into the coaching fray here in Unrivaled, it just speaks to her name and just what she brings and represents to the game. So one coach I want to speak about in particularly is Nola Henry. And shout out to Nola Henry of the Los Angeles Sparks. She's an assistant coach with the team. She actually coached a game this season, and I believe she won that game that she did coach. She's gonna get a head coaching job soon in this league. She just has to keep staying along with it. So the fact, again, right now she's with the Los Angeles Sparks, but she also has ties with the Connecticut Sun. And one of the things that she's learned from obviously being with Coach Miller is just learning how to prepare and learning how to make sure she's on her P's and Q's when it comes to the coaching ranks. She's gonna be fine in this league. Shout out to Nola Henry for getting this job, because I love to see it. So shout out to her for that. Now, the other person that I do want to speak about is Phil Handy. Now, if you are a WNBA player, the person that you need to make sure that you are coached by is Phil Handy. Phil Handy has ties with LeBron James. Obviously, he's been a huge player developmental coach. I mean, Coach Handy has done, and this is the other thing. He wants to coach in the NBA rather. So getting this type of opportunity and showing his skills is something really, really interesting. He wanted to get the Los Angeles Lakers head coaching job when he was with the staff. Obviously, that didn't matriculate, and they went in different directions with Darvin Ham, and then obviously now JJ Redick. But he wants to coach a team. So now this is his opportunity to do that. But he's coached and trained a lot of your favorite athletes, LeBron James included. Has glowing remarks for Phil Handy. And the fact that he has been able to help him take his game to another level as far as like dribbling and ball handling. And again, another one of my favorite players who Coach Handy's also worked with is Juju Watkins. He met up with Juju when she was, I believe, in a middle school position, coached her up, worked on her handles, worked her out, and he saw a superstar back then, which I've been saying for years now. So the fact that you have a player development coach like Coach Handy, this is somebody who, a Caitlin Clark, if she plays on Unrivaled, an Angel Reese, Aaliyah Boston, whomever, if they can get coached by Coach Handy for an 8-week period in Miami, while you're learning how to play basketball at a high level against 30 other, Rakia Jackson would be hugely beneficial to this. While you're being coached in Miami by a Coach Handy like this is, your game was going to grow leaps and bounds. And that's just the first part of it. So they get money, they get to have an off season, and they still get to get paid by going to Miami, right? And they get to develop their skills. So if you're able to bring in play, and they said this, they're going to have a huge emphasis on player development. So having these types of coaches in the building while these athletes can not only make money and vacation, but also really enjoy themselves and work out in a professional setting and play in professional games. This is just a huge plus for the league. So I love the 6 coaches that were announced. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the chat.